30 minutes of cardio coming your way. We have a power up body weight, balance and core cardio workout for you today. Power up basically means we are going from long intervals, lighter intensity, slowly working our way down from 50 seconds down to 20 seconds, finishing with that higher intensity body movement and powerful big movements that drive that heart rate up. All right, so 50 on, 10 off for our first group, 3 different exercises, 2 times through, and then we work our way down. So get that mindset ready. Timer going now. We're walking in place. We want to line up our body to get the most out of this workout. I aim to give you exercises that are in a variety of planes of movement while supporting alignment that is healthy for our body. All right, so by moving our body in a variety of ways, we're straining our body in a variety of movements that help keep us safe in day-to-day life, all right, without pain and injury is our goal. Toes straight ahead, feet hip width apart. We march opposite arm, opposite leg. A gentle pulling on that belly button, chin tucked, head back. In 5 seconds, we're gonna go to a jog in place. As always, we also provide low to no impact modifications. So if we're not jogging, we can simply march. We wanna push through those toes, big movements on the legs, big movements on the arms, because we wanna bring that heart rate up slow and steady, all right? So pumping those arms a little bit more dynamic. As we move faster, we wanna make sure we, again, have that gentle pulling on that belly button. This supports our spine, reduces back pain, and engages our core in dynamic movements that we need throughout the day. 10 more seconds, and we're gonna go to a dynamic stretch with walking lunges. Okay, stretching the front of those thighs and hips. Here we go. We're gonna step forward. Gonna go down into a lunge, feet hip width apart, bending that back knee. We're gonna tuck our bum under so we feel a stretch through the front of that hip and thigh. Now we can walk forward here, or if you are tight on space, you can simply step forward or backward, staying in the same place. If you wanna take that stretch a little bit deeper, you can lift an arm up towards the ceiling, even at a small lean to the side at the very bottom. We're coming up into what I call a balance position, getting those hips and glutes ready to stabilize in balance form. Because as I said, you don't need any equipment, but we're gonna work that balance today in these cardio movements. Nice and controlled down. Enjoy that stretch through the front of the hips and thighs. 5 seconds. We're gonna go to a squat with a lunge, side to side, opening up those hips. Our feet are wide, our toes are straight ahead. We're gonna squat down, and then we're gonna lean to one side, stacking toes, knees, hips, over to the other, enjoying a stretch through the leg that's straight. It's a nice up and squeeze. So I have been battling a cough for the last couple of weeks. It doesn't seem to bother me all the time, but sometimes I do go into some coughing fits and I get a little shorter breath, so bear with me. This is my first cardio video back, so hopefully I can breathe and control and get through it. Big up and squeeze. So we're gonna feel opening up those hips. We're stretching through the inside of that thigh, those muscles that pull our knees in as we squat, which we don't wanna do because it keeps our knees safe when we stay in alignment. 5 seconds, and we're gonna go to some X-jacks. Our feet start in the middle, and then we're popping them out, tapping opposite corners of an X on our floor. Again, nice soft knees. We're staying on those toes. If we're not jumping, we're tapping forward and backwards. And we wanna alternate, okay? Tapping those different places. And we're pumping those arms. So even without jumping, we're squeezing the glutes as we tap out to the side. We're pumping those arms. Again, if we are more dynamic here, we wanna make sure we have that gentle pull in. We have soft knees and our toes stay pointed straight ahead. We don't want them turning wide. This reduces our hip engagement. 2 seconds. Going to a dynamic hamstring stretch, alternating legs. So as if we're walking here, feet hip width apart, one foot is flat on the ground. We're gonna reach opposite hand, opposite foot. Step the other leg forward. Notice that the foot that's flat on the floor, I actually have a small bend in that leg. My back stays neutral, so I'm not actually going all the way down to the floor or rounding. I'm actually kind of sticking my hips back. This helps me get a stretch through the outside back of the leg that's flat on the floor. All right. We want to keep a neutral spine and to stand up. We're squeezing those glutes, pushing them forward. And by reaching opposite hand, opposite foot, we're getting a slight rotation on our body so that we're aiming towards stretching the outside back hamstring. All right, 2 seconds here. We're gonna go to walk down, position out into a plank, so bend those knees, walk our hands out into a plank. We're tapping opposite hand, opposite shoulder. We walk those hands in and we've got 2 jumping jacks. So bend the knees, walk out into a plank, tall and long through the crown of that head, up, and then if we're not jumping, we're tapping and squeezing. We're still swinging those arms just like we would if we're doing a full jumping jack. Light up. We want to feel those arms rotate as we tap the shoulders. As we go up into that jumping jack. 6 seconds, and we're gonna go to twist jumps. All of these exercises are gonna be in the workout to follow. So toes in one direction, elbows in the other. We're gonna jump and twist. Changing directions as you get more comfortable. Work up that speed. If we're not jumping, we're going into a squat. Opposite elbow, opposite knee. Exhale as you crunch across, keeping that body nice and tall. If we're jumping, we have soft knees. Our knees and feet stay hip width apart. Our elbows are gonna stay about 45 degrees from our side. If we get up high, we're gonna feel that tension in the upper back and neck. Nobody wants any of that. 5 seconds, and you get a 30-second break before our very first group. So shake it out. On those rest intervals, I want you moving, tapping, jogging, marching, whatever you need to do in place. First group, 50 on, 10 off, 3 exercises. Our first exercise is going to be that walk down, shoulder tap, each hand up into 2 jumping jacks. All right, so 7 seconds. You're coming with me. Listen for that tone. Big deep breath in. Here we go. Walk those hands out. Opposite hand, opposite shoulder. 1 each side, 2 jumping jacks. So this group is our longest group. It's about sustaining longer movements, getting that heart rate up. As we walk down into that plank, we want to try to remember which arm we tapped our shoulder with first last time. We're punching those hands through the floor. We're staying tall and long through the crown of that head. Meaning I don't want this. All right, we're strong. We're proud. 10 seconds. And we're feeling it in those shoulders. That core is nice and neutral. Bum tight. Belly button in. Last one. Shake it out. Our next exercise is going to be a lateral lunge. Stepping out to the side just like that side lunge. Up to balance. And then we switch feet using a skater. So out to the side for that lateral lunge. Catching that balance. Step, hop, jump into that skater. Push up, catch. Step, hop, jump into that opposite foot. Now, this exercise is not a huge movement, but what we are working is a lot of balance. As I go into that skater, I'm leading with my knee, trying to keep my toes pointed straight ahead. I'm pushing through that foot where I do that lateral lunge, squeezing my bum quickly to catch and balance. Already down to 8 seconds. So we're teaching those hips to catch in that balance quickly. This helps prevent those ankle rolls, knee and hip issues. Last exercise, we finish with those X jacks in 2 seconds. Ready? Tapping those opposite corners with those toes. Don't forget your no low impact modification. You're tapping, squeezing. Every time we tap out to the side, we're squeezing the bum. We're pumping those arms because the more body parts we're moving, the more muscles we're working, the more oxygen we're using, the more our heart has to pump to get that oxygen through the rest of our body. So whatever works best for your body, you're making it work for you no matter where you are on your journey. 10 seconds. That's important to remember throughout your workout. 4, pushing to that finish. Yes. Guess what? 1 round through our longest group, we have our walk down, shoulder tap, 2 push-ups. Here we go. Bending those knees, walking out into that plank. Tapping opposite hand, opposite shoulder, up into those jumping jacks. Remember, we can tap those feet. If you're working your way up towards jumping, you can alternate. 1 time you tap, 1 time you jump. When we get down into that plank, it's important to breathe. You're going to want to hold your breath as you brace that core. That gentle pulling on the belly button should happen with or without, with normal breaths, without holding our breath. Tall and long through the crown of our head, under 8 seconds. This group is going fast. At least it feels that way to me. Oh, yes. Moving those feet. We have that lateral lunge to skater. Lots of balance. It says it's in the name, both in my business as well as the video. So, out to the side. Now, if you want to get your heart rate up a little bit higher here, you can do 3 skaters. So 1, 2, 3, catch into that lateral lunge. All right, so 1, 2, 3, into that lateral lunge. All right, or you can stay right here with me. And remember, the farther you jump in that skater, the harder it's going to be. So you can simply step it out to the side or hop. All right, catch. Keeping that chest up nice and tall as you go into that lateral lunge. Chest up tall, belly button in, 2 seconds. There you have it. And you're not coming back to those. I know they're kind of fun, but they are challenging. X-jacks for the finish. In 1, here we go. Tapping those corners. Guess what? After this exercise, you get a 30-second breather as I explain our next group. So we're going to give it our all. We're tapping those corners. We're squeezing those glutes. We're pumping the arms. And we're staying up nice and tall. All right, that means chin tucked, head back, shoulders in line with the ears and hips. We don't want to get here. All right, we want to stay tall and proud. Give our core a break. Straighten up our posture. Break it up from that day to day. Soft knees, down to 6 seconds. You want to get that break, earn it. Getting one no matter what. Shake it out. 30-second breather, get a drink, keep those feet moving. Our next group, we first start with single leg hops. These are straight ahead. We're going to step, hop, or jump, heel toe, opposite foot. We are feeling those hips engage and balance, keeping toes, knees, and hips in a nice straight line. Second exercise then is 2 mountain climbers, 1, 2, and then we're going to set it down, roll into a T. All right, so single leg hops here. Again, the farther we jump forward, the harder it's going to be to stabilize landing, toes, knees, hips. Now you can see I wobble a little bit. And that's because my foot wants to collapse. So I really want to focus on having good support through my arch of my foot, catching in that balance. What you're really focusing on and wanting to remember is as you go down into that step, you don't want to feel that knee going in. That can be that foot collapsing or the hips not engaging. All right, 2 mountain climbers to a T here. So shoulders over those hands, we go 1, 2, 3, foot back, rotate into that T, okay? And then you want to finish with whatever foot was last, that's the knee that goes up first. Core tight, belly button in. You can do these on an incline. Mountain climbers can be challenging. Some people have low back pain, some people have hip pain, all right? We're not working or pushing into pain here. You can use that incline and you can always simply march those feet, all right? Belly button in supports that spine. The higher up you go on that incline, the easier it's going to be on that low back. Finishing third exercise of our second group, we have twist jumps. Back and forth, come with me. Don't forget your no impact modification is that squat, opposite elbow, opposite knee. Exhale as we rotate. Again, we're nice and tall. We have soft knees. Guys, this whole group here is only 40 seconds on. So you might have noticed our time is going faster. We're gonna start picking up the intensity here. So a little bit more jumping in this twist jump or more focus on that breathing and that squeeze. 3 seconds for the finish. Yes, single leg hops. In 7 seconds, gotta get a quick drink. I don't want to jinx myself, no coughing yet. All right, step, hop, or jump to that opposite foot, catch and balance. Feeling those hips engaging. Keeping the toes, knees, and hips in a good alignment. Okay, this is what protects our knees and hips in our dynamic movements day to day. We don't sit around all day. We want to engage our body, challenge our core, and get our body stabilizing in these movements. 5 seconds. Working on that balance. Lots to be gained here. Moving those feet before we go into round number 2. 3 mountain climbers to that T. Are you ready? Hit the floor. Plank position. 1, 2, 3. Rotate. Open up towards the ceiling. Think of it as a solid high five. You're proud. You're punching your opposite hand through the floor. You're squeezing your hip towards your rib to keep that hip away from the floor. As we go into that plank, we want to punch the hands through the floor, feel the shoulders working. We stay tall and long. I don't want those hips up, and I don't want those shoulders falling away from those hands. And we're breathing. 2 seconds. Yes. Last exercise already. These groups are going so fast. Twist jumps. In 2. Are you ready? Here we go. After this one, again, we have another 30-second breather. And you are over halfway through. So we're giving it all we've got. Twisting, soft knees, tall and long through the crown of the head, feeling like we have a string on the inside of our belly button, pulls us up through the crown of our head so we're tall and proud. 13 seconds. Rotating side to side, pushing to the finish line. 5 seconds. Yes, we can. Yes, we will. Shorter intervals, 30 seconds, a little bit more intensity here, all right? First exercise, we have a lunge, straight back, up, into a side kick. Lots of balance here, lots of work through those hips. All right, a straight lunge back. Then we're going to agility dots. If you think of 4 small squares on the ground, you're making an X over to 1, over and back. Come with me in 2 seconds. Lunge side kick. We're staying on the same side throughout, because then we're going to do the opposite side. As we go down into that lunge, our feet stay hip width apart. You should feel all 5 toes pushing into the floor. No impact, so no modification is needed, but we're getting power in our kick. We lean to the side to offset that leg and keep that balance. And we're gonna feel that front hip. The leg that's not moving, it's working, baby. Shake it out. Oh, you're gonna feel it. Agility dots. So we have those soft knees and we're touching. Thinking of that X, we're going across, over, backwards and across, over. But a little bit faster now. All right, pick a direction, stick with it. We'll do the opposite direction next round. Low impact is going to be a step. You can get a small hop. We're pumping the arms and legs. All right, you can get a little bit more dynamic with it. Again, we want to keep the toes straight ahead. There you have it. Lunge side kick, opposite leg. You will find one side is harder than the other. Get ready, here we go. Down and back into that lunge, up to balance, and that snap to side kick. Now, lunges are hard. We're breaking them up with that side kick. As you go down into the lunge, it should be pain-free, only going as deep as you can so that you're not having pinching, pulling pain. That's something to be aware of, and if you're not in my virtual gym and doing, or if this is new, you should be reassessed, get some new myofascial releases and stretches. All right, round one done, round two coming at you. Here we go, down and back into that lunge. You want to take it up a notch, add a skip, land, kick, all right? You want to add it, increase that intensity, snap it out to the side. You want to stick that landing. If balance is tough, you're going up, tapping down, and then out to the side, you can tap back down. You're down to 4 seconds. Bring that power, kick those worries away. Anything that's holding you back, get it out of your head. Agility dots, 2 seconds in the opposite direction here. So I started kind of going up and across to the right last round. Now I'm going to my left. Don't forget those modifications. We can tap, we can walk. Either way, we're moving. We're working towards those goals. We're 1% better every day. We're getting moving, engaging with our mind and body. 30 seconds. And just getting away from life and being in the here and now in our bodies. Lunge straight back, side kick. Last exercise of our 30-second group. Don't forget you can take it up a notch. I'm showing you because I got to keep things even, right? All right, down and back, leaning to the side, catching that balance, squeezing that bum. Guys, 7 seconds. You get a 30-second breather. Last one right here. There you have it. Shake it out. Our next group is single leg 90-degree hops. So we're balancing on one leg and then we're going to jump 90 degrees towards the leg that's up. So we go hop and hop. Then we're going to switch legs and go back. Catching that balance, lining up toes, knees, hips. We don't want that knee going in. Second exercise is going to be that rocket squat. All right, I'll explain it next. Here we go. Single leg. This is going to take a little bit of an arm swing as you wind up. Now, it's only 20 seconds, guys. So focus on form. If you're not jumping, you can swing and pivot. Swing and pivot. All right, rocket squats, feet hip width apart. We're going 3, 2, 1, down into that squat, jumping it up. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, using those arms. If we're not jumping, we go 3, 2, 1, push up like you're trying to take off. You are a rocket, reaching the moon, up onto those toes. 5 seconds, slow control down, even through those hips, knees, hip width apart. Hardest exercise right here, plyo push-ups. All right, on our toes or knees, feet or hands are wide. We're going into that push-up, down, big push-up, catching with soft elbows. Feel free to do these on the knees. If we are not able to release our hands and create that power, we can do a big push-up, touch the opposite arm, all right? Either way, those are hard, okay? But we had to take a break from the legs. Single leg hop, 90 degrees. Come with me. Last minute of hard work. Notice on that last one, we are turning. The knee is gonna wanna go in. We have to work the hips, stabilize, and squeeze. We've come a long way, so our muscles are starting to fatigue. Now more than ever, we have to focus on form, okay? Rocket squat. Last time through, guys. In 2, here we go. Counting it down, and then taking off. Swinging those arms. I like to go behind. You are more than welcome to reach up in front. When we land, knees stay out of those toes. They're gonna wanna go in. 30 seconds. Chest up tall, there you go. Plyo push-ups for the finish. If you don't wanna do these on your knees, feel free to use that incline, all right? But it needs to be safe. If you're doing that, you're doing the push-up and releasing your hands. If you're in that full plyo, we want nice soft elbows as we land. It's just like landing a jump squat. But now we're on our hands, and it's a lot harder. But there you have it, guys. Quick drink, then we're going to breathe. All right, big deep breath in here. In through the nose. Expanding the belly, expanding the lungs, exhale. Circling the arms, blowing it out. One more. And exhale. Beautiful work. All right, first stretch. We're gonna stretch our quads, our calves. We're going to step forward, one leg. You can do these up against a wall. That gives you some extra stretch through that calf. 3 to 4 feet forward, 6 to 12 inches out to the side. We take the back foot, we pivot, so the pinky toe points straight ahead, and then we can either lean into that wall or the front leg, and we drive that heel into the ground. I personally love to do these up against a wall. We push the heel into the ground, the back leg stays nice and straight. We enjoy that stretch through the outside back of the calf, down potentially into the heel and even the foot. Beautiful work. We're gonna switch sides. Now, opposite leg forward, out to the side, pivot the back foot, pushing that heel towards the floor. Notice if one side is tighter than the other, all right? Also, we are holding these stretches 30 to 45 seconds. I don't have that much time in these 30-minute videos to get a thorough stretch, all right, to hit everything. We are stretching thoroughly, just very pointedly, all right? But if you feel like you need longer, please feel free to pause the video, come back to it. We're gonna go down to the front of the hips and thighs. One of my favorites because it gets to be the tightest. Our knees are hip-width apart. Our back foot is flexed under. All we're doing here is tucking the hips. This is the static version of those walking lunges. We can then reach up towards the ceiling, add that small lean to the side, only if we feel that increase in stretch to the front of the hip and thigh. Some common mistakes I see here is more of like a Titanic, all right? We're not riding a boat here today. We want to get a nice focused stretch on the front of that hip and thigh. If you have any knee pain while that knee is down on the floor, feel free to get a mat or a pillow. You can also go ahead and switch sides. Do them raised, all right? This is going to take some of that tension off of that knee. This is particularly good for those with osteoarthritis in the knees. We are not here to cause more pain, okay? We're here to feel our best and get healthy. Sometimes that means we have to modify, All right, so feel free to use that raise. All right, flex that back foot under, squeeze the bum. And we're breathing. Couple more seconds right here. We're gonna go down to the floor, toes together, knees wide. We're gonna go to a child's pose, stretching our back and along the outside of those armpits for those lats. So shoulders away from the ears, we push the chest towards the floor as we sit those hips back towards our heels. Big deep breath in here. In through the nose, exhale. Out through the mouth, all right? If we have tightness in the knees while we're down here, again, feel free to use a raised surface, sitting those hips back. The most important, we want the shoulders away from those ears. Our shoulders like to go up like this. We want to kind of roll them down and back, so we're really long. You're going to feel that along the outside of those armpits. And if we can round our back, sitting our heels, our hips towards our heels, we can get a stretch in our lats from our armpit all the way down to the back of our pelvis. And that is actually how big your lat muscle is. One more deep breath here in through that nose. Exhale. Sink deeper. And give yourself a pat on the back because you completed yet another workout. You took a step forward on your health and wellness journey, and I'm honored to be part of it. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Please let me know your thoughts, what you liked, any feedback, and what you didn't like. Any feedback is taken into my workout videos, all right? It's constructive criticism that helps me get better. Never hesitate to reach out with questions, comments, concerns, and always keep that healthy mindset, keep working towards 1% better, and keep living your best life.